India and the US are close to a trade deal, as you know. India toughening its stance, we're hearing, as far as those negotiations go. The United States, though, telling India that it has a first mover's advantage by going at it sooner rather than later. Do you agree?
You know, again, I'm not in the room. I would not approach trade and tariffs the way the Trump administration's approached it. We've, for a long time, tried to get a bilateral trade deal with India. It's always been an elusive item. Maybe we can get one done. So we'd be supportive of finding a resolution here. I think India, to its benefit, to meet some of the things that we want to accomplish, could be a major hub for redundant supply chains. You know, certainly it has a mature pharmaceutical industry, mature vaccine industry. There's lots of it, you know, from a supply chain perspective, you know, we could move things over. You know, I'm a California guy, so Apple obviously is making some big investments there. Not thrilled with President Trump and some of his comments about Apple, but again, I think it's the right move to be moving some of that supply chain out of China and into India. And again, I think this is an opportunity for India.
Let's talk about the Democratic Party. Recent headlines that I've come across, all liberal press. The Atlantic saying Democratic Party slides into irrelevance. New York Times, the DNC is in chaos, desperate for cash. Washington Post, Democrats struggle to speak in one voice. What's happening here?
You know, I think we just lost the presidential election after 4 years of very successful legislation. Biggest infrastructure bill ever passed, the biggest Chips and Science Act, you know, major climate legislation, you know, biggest expansion of veterans benefits. So really good policy. But what 2024 said is it wasn't about the policy that we passed. It was about people not feeling better. They're hurting in their pocketbooks. President Trump spoke to a lot of those issues, say, I'm going to bring prices down, et cetera. What we've seen in the first 6 months of the Trump administration is they've actually gone in the wrong direction. There's more economic insecurity, et cetera. And if you look at the elections that are taking place, Democrats are actually winning those elections by larger margins. The next big one will be the Virginia governor's race. Abigail Spanberger is going to win that election. But if she only wins by 3 percentage points, maybe it's not a big deal. But if she wins by 10 percentage points, that is going to demonstrate a wave that's moving in this direction. Now, that doesn't mean, as Democrats, we shouldn't just run against President Trump. We should say, here's how I'm going to help you. Here's how I would address the world and some of the complexity of the world. Here's how, to the American people, I'll make the cost of food, supplies, housing better and more accessible. I think that's really what matters to the American public.